Welcome to Nina Designs. Today we're going to make leather cuff bracelets with gemstones. To begin, you're going to need 2 centimeter deer hide leather, a silver clasp, a selection of gemstones, crafting glue, a needle, and thread. So, to start, the first thing you want to do is trim your deer hide leather. You want to measure it out about the length of your wrist plus 1/2 inch on each side, and then cut it so that it's tapered on either end. Once you have that, you can place your gemstones on your piece of cut leather so that you can see the spacing, because once you start sewing, you need to know how much room to leave between the stones. Then you're ready to get started. Take your needle and thread and come up from the back of the leather to make your first stitch. Obviously, we put a knot at the end of the thread. And then come through your first stone, and we're going to use a basic running stitch, so you just come back down right next to the stone from front to back of the leather. A tip for sewing on leather: you want to make the hole with your needle, and then pushing your needle through, you make the hole, and then as soon as you've made the hole, come around to the front and pull your needle up instead of trying to push it up from the back. Then thread your second stone. We've used 3 stones here, but you can use 5 stones or 7 stones depending on the side and how far around your wrist you want the stones to go. And you just continue with your basic running stitch. You want to make sure that the stones are lying flat against the leather, and pull the string so that the stones are secure but not so tight that the leather crimps or gets stiff and is hard to bend when it goes to wrap around your wrist. This is the last stone, and when we're finished, we're going to make a knot. We're going to make a fisherman's knot by taking an extra little stitch at the back and then wrapping the thread around the needle 3 times and pulling it through and pulling it tight, and then we're just going to trim it on both ends, not too close to the knot. And we're going to take our crafter's glue. Here we're using the Ultimate Crafter's Glue, which is a nice choice because it dries clear but not stiff. And just use your finger to smush the glue around. This is a piece of leather we've cut to the same size as the area that we sewed the gemstones to. And then just pat it down, and that will hide the sewing and the knots. The next thing is to thread your clasp onto the tip of the leather, and then we're going to use some glue. This is why we had that extra leather at each end, so that you have a tab that you can fold back. Put a little bit of glue at the tip of the tab, and then fold it back, and then just press it down firmly for a second so that it adheres. And then turn around and do the exact same thing on the other side. You do want to make sure that the hook side of the clasp is facing in the right direction so that your gemstones are facing out when you put the bracelet on. And there you go. That is it. You have made your first leather and gemstone bracelet. And we've got another example for you up here of green stones with a gold clasp, so you can see what another variation looks like. And that's it. Have fun. See you at ninadesigns.com.